If you ever catch yourself in a mental state of stuckness, a spiral, you want out, but you just can't figure out how. There's nothing you can do to get out. I'm gonna help you think your way out. Okay, I'm Stacy Rocklein, and I'm on a mission to eradicate loneliness. And you can help me by subscribing to this channel, which tells YouTube that that is an important mission. And I think it's the most important mission we have. So sometimes I get stuck where I'm like mentally spiraling on something. For me in particular, this happens when I feel like I'm failing at something. I'm having really self-judgmental thoughts. And one topic, for example, that can really get me stuck is body image stuff, which is like I'm rolling my eyes because it's just embarrassing to still be working on something like that in your 50s, but it is what it is. So I will usually have a trigger. I'll see myself in the mirror, or I will be comparing myself to somebody, or I put on uncomfortable pants that day. Something will trigger a self-judgmental thought. That self-judgmental thought will lead to another one and another one. And then I can just be going around and just my energy is just being drained away by this spiral. Sometimes we can take an action, and action always feels better. So if I have a thought like that and there's something I can go do right then that's going to make me feel like, positive, energetically shift me away from that spiral, amazing. But there are other times when we're doing all the things, right? We are I'm taking really good care of myself and I still get in this spiral. Another example would be like, if you're struggling financially and you think about your finances, or you go to the mailbox and you get a bill, this spiral happens and you're doing everything. You're working hard, you're not wasting money, you're saving money, you're climbing out of debt, you're paying your bills, but still the circumstance you're in right now isn't the one you want to be in. You know where you want to go. You know where you want to be, right? I want to be, 25 again in my body. But really, I want to be in a state of self-love and self-acceptance. But anyway, you see where you want to go. This is your current circumstance, and that's what gets you spinning. But you're doing everything you can. So it's important for us to move ourselves out of that, because that does not benefit us at all to stay in that state of self-judgment. Self-judgment is it's so brutal for us because it's just not always an easy thing to do to get out of, I find. So you are stuck in a negative thought, and I think that this is attributed to Abraham Hicks, but I can never remember. I know they talk about it, but I don't know if that's where it started. But this idea that you have 17 seconds that a thought can last before it will attract another thought of the same energetic signature. That's good news and bad news, right? The bad news is when I have a self-judgmental thought, I've got 17 seconds before another one's going to come and another one's come, which totally makes sense. That's why we spiral. The good news is if I can get myself into a thought that makes me feel better, a more positive thought, then I only need 17 seconds to get another one and another one, right? And I find that replacing behaviors is much easier than just stopping. Like if I'm stop. I can't do that. Maybe you can, but if I'm in a real strong spiral, I can't just stop. If you've ever dealt with an addiction, it's very difficult to just be like, I'm going to stop scrolling or smoking or whatever. It's easier to go, instead of this, I'm going to do this. Instead of this, I'm going to do this. So this is like a replacement thought, same idea. I'm going to go over to something that feels a little bit better. What I've learned is I can't try to talk myself out of where I'm at in that particular subject. My brain is too slick for that. If I'm like, but Stacy, you really your hair looks really good today, or whatever, you like your outfit. My brain isn't gonna let go of the judgmental thoughts just because I'm trying to change my focus in that same area of life. If I'm really stuck, I have to go somewhere else entirely. And for that, I have a joy bank. And a joy bank are just few thoughts that I know will instantly and without fail give me a feeling of joy. And I just have to hold on for 17 seconds and then I'm going to get another one. Now, things inside this joy bank have to be the right kind of things. Here's an example. I love food. I love all kinds of food. It's like a great joy of mine. If I am having body image spiral and I try to put cheese or chips into my joy bank, that is not going to help me get out of a body image issue. That might help me get out of some other spiral that I'm in, but it's not going to help on this topic. It has to be something that is just like completely clean. I love my kids. I can't put one of my kids in that joy bank because what if I'm like not getting along with them at the time, and I don't get a better feeling. So you got to be careful what you put in there. But maybe you have a friend who's just, oh man, every time you think of this friend, you're like, oh, I love that girl. Great for the joy bank. For me, music is really helpful. If I can turn on a song or a whole show of a favorite band, that will reliably 100% of the time shift me into a feeling of joy. Maybe it's a memory that you have that was just amazing. You've gone somewhere that was incredible, and it doesn't have any, like, you didn't go there and get in an argument with your spouse while you were there. Like, it just is chef's kiss. Perfect little thought. Your pets are great, unless your pet is a menace. Maybe not so great. But if you just think of that pet and, oh, warm fuzzies, right? So in this joy bank, you put things like that. Thoughts that instant and without fail will get you into a feeling of joy. And you only have to hold it for 17 seconds. And then you can go to the next one if you've got it like 3 to 5 in there, or just think about that one for longer. That a song will last minutes. What you're doing is you're just energetically moving yourself out of a place where you can't do anything over here. Like, if I am in a spiral about body image and I'm doing all the things, I just need to snap out of it. I need to change the subject and get myself feeling better, because there's nothing to be gained by staying there. So this is just a hack for that. If you find yourself spiraling and you've already created your little joy bank, you can think about that right now, even if you're not spiraling. What can you put in your bank that will get you out of a spiral? And you just need to work with your bank for a little while, and you will feel yourself energetically starting to feel better, because you're not solving any problems in a spiral. But it's normal too. I mean, I like to think I'm a pretty healthy person mentally, but that doesn't mean that I don't get stuck, and especially in certain areas. Prepare now. You can fill your joy bank with 3 to 5 things that give you that instant, without fail, feeling of joy, happiness, positivity. And the next time you find yourself a little bit stuck, just shift to a different thought. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you for being here. Please like and comment if you'd like to add to this video, and I will catch you next time.